Here we go into my beauty room, aka walk-in closet. Yes, I'm avoiding showing you the floor because it's a complete mess, but I really want to get my storage video up and done. So that is my setup. Yeah, I know, right? These are my nice brushes. I actually have them in my filming area in my dining room right now because, well, convenience mostly, but they do actually live on my stand, excuse me, my vanity in the closet. Most of these are the It Live Beautifully collection. These are a bit older. They're now under the name Love Beautifully. I do have a few brushes that are not from that collection. An old Mary Kay one. I have, let's see, this is an Ellen Tracy set that I got at TJ Maxx. Tarte eyelash curler. Oh, this is actually a Buxom, very fine eyeliner brush. That's a TJ Maxx find. That's a TJ Maxx find. How pretty is that handle? Really? So pretty. Oh, and let's see. One more TJ Maxx find. Another fishy. I have a black fishy and a gold fishy, and now I have a silver fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Oh, let's see. Oh, my lip brush is newer. They didn't have lip brushes in this line when I bought the rest of the brushes. So this one is the Love Beautifully rather than Live like the rest of mine. But, yep. That's my brushes. Oh, this is the foundation brush. They've gone through a couple of different iterations. I believe this was the original heart-shaped foundation brush that It Live Beautifully did, and I actually really like this. I know it seems kind of hokey, but with the way it curves, it actually really gets into all those nice little crooks and crevices. On the left here, where that box of lip balms is, that is underneath that is not the table. It's actually the cardboard box that stores my wedding dress. I had to extend the line a little bit, and that was there, so I'm going to kind of swoop in. Let's see, I believe I already showed you these two. I've got a bunch of these clear plastic containers. Most of them Beano brand, but not all. This one is mostly lip glosses. I've got the color changing lip and cheek vitality from It. I don't think they make the big ones anymore. But let's see, my beautiful Bare Minerals powder. I snagged a brush for it. I snagged a brush for it at TJ Maxx. This one, don't let these two empty spots fool you. They have residence, and just this is reds. This is all my red lipsticks except like one crayon in a different spot, which is right here. So once I did the count, I have 20, count them, 20 different red lipstick colors and finishes and such. This one is my purples, my more browny ones, and a couple of oddballs. And then this one, this Wet n Wild one, that's kind of an oddball. I'm probably mostly going to use it as a topper. Got some color correcting pencils. Oh, this is another oddball. Mascara, little lash comb. These are my bougie things. I have the Kevyn Aucoin powder foundation and blush. This is a J Cat Beauty highlighter powder. And And let's see, Smashbox mattifier thing. And to my next storage unit, got, you know, setting spray. I have several concealers here. I've got like the Becca Brightening, the NARS, and the Boing. A couple of foundations. This one is technically a backup. I just put it in there to fill the spot, but if I wind up getting something else, it'll move. And yes, this has a resident. It's just not in there because it's going to be in my January hauls video. Then my little VIB tray with a few clearance tinted lip balms from Pixie. It's Lacton Points Perk. My little box of samples. And yes, I am using a MAC mouse box as sponge storage, because I can. Alright, then we come up into here. This is the, you know, just my miscellaneous bin. I've got a couple lotions. This is actually an old Mary Kay perfume. I just had my husband check it with me, and it apparently is not turned, so I think I'm gonna work on that. Grabbed little micellar water at TJ Maxx. I just thought the bottle was so pretty. My lip balms, perfume. I've got a couple of scented powders back here. These are like the Kleenex version of paper towels for the bathroom. And of course, my pride and joy, these bins. I found them at TJ Maxx, and I love that they have handles because it makes them easy to pick up and carry. But that has all of my eyeshadow palettes, and yes, I have a couple more, but again, January haul video. So then go up here. There's the rest of my perfumes. I know this isn't the greatest light, but best I can do with that. All right, let's dive into what is actually in those clear plastic baskets, basket type items. This is the Bitsy Enchanted Garden palette. One thing that's a little annoying is that once again the insides do not match the outside. Look at all those pretty pinks and purples and greens, and then you've got that. I mean, they're still pretty, but I just found the packaging a bit deceptive. And we've got the cargo, sorry, trying not to blind y'all. Enjoy Your Journey, little mini palette. This just has some really nice, subtle colors. Nice little travel one. I have 3 of these Smashbox Photo Edit eyeshadow trios. I really like these. I think the main one I still feel like I'm lacking is the Snap Queen. I keep them in the boxes just to make it easier for me to find them in the storage, because I set them upright like so. So it's boom, boom. So I've got Nudie Pick Light, which is all matte. I think I've said before, this is my responsible one. Night Shoot, which is still quite subtle. And then hashtag repost, which is a bit more fun. I've also picked up the Smashbox. Okay, I gotta admit, that kind of cracks me up. Smashbox Punked palette. Got a couple of Wet n Wild quads here. I've actually really been enjoying the Hooked on Vinyl, much more so than I actually thought I would. This one I've got to play with some more, but there it is. This is another one I need to play with some more. No photos, please. This is Revolution. They don't do this one anymore, but this annoys me, especially now that it's all banged up. There's some quite pretty colors here. I know I've used this one a couple times. It's Look at that. Quite pretty. Has the stupid sponge thing, but apparently sometimes it's good for packing things on. My other Revolution palette is the Reloaded Visionary. I've seen some channels that say that this is supposed to be a dupe for Norvina. I don't find that to be the case, maybe somewhat, but in order for it to be a dupe for Norvina, for me, I would need a dead-on or pretty dead-on dupe for Soul, and this does not have that. This is the closest, but even then, it's just not. What makes me really happy is this color that they've got here in the center perfectly matches one of my shirts, and I also wear it for a blush when I'm wearing that top. So you can see there's a decent bit of wear there. I'll usually pair like those three. I still have to get into the other shades, but yeah, whatever. And I have a few NYX palettes. This one was a gift with purchase. So, well, some nice colors. I'm going to play around with this. I have a plan for this. And I have all three of the Machinist palettes. I went absolutely crazy about the Machinist palettes. I did. And I like them all. Steam. Oh, I love this one. Particularly, oh, I wind up using these three a lot because I do a look to go with a certain outfit I wear. But I really like these. I'm so happy with this palette. Then I've got Grind, which is my subculture dupe type. It doesn't have that really pale green glitter color, but that's fine by me. But I have been enjoying some of these colors. I've used the mustards a couple times, not so much for daily things, but for costumey things. But this color, ooh, I love that. Yeah, it's a bit crumbly, but whatevs, I'll deal. And Ignite. Ignite was the first one I bought back when, you know, they started at the full price. I was only going to pick up one. So I bought Ignite, and then 2 days later they went on mega sale. This one, look at that color. How pretty is that? Lots of burgundies. This green is really nice too. I'm really getting into green. All right, I believe I'd mentioned earlier I picked up a couple of Mally palettes on sale at Ulta on clearance. So this is the Mally Mattes. And the Muted Muse. I still have some things to play around with. These are some that if I don't enjoy all the shades, I may wind up depotting some. We'll see. I have one Milani palette. Yikes, the Most Loved Mattes. It's to go with all these shimmers. I'm not really sure about this warm row here. I've got to play with that. The neutral and the cooler row should be fine, but I'm a little dubious on whether this row is going to work for me. Then an e.l.f. palette. I believe you guys have seen this before. Well, unless you're new. But I love this color. Love, love. This one's really nice too. Look how pretty those are. And this one is in Island Breeze. My very first ColourPop palette. Ooh la la. This shadow's kind of a mess. It's crumbly, but it's pretty. But the rest are good. I've been happy with this so far. It does stain, but that's all right. I can live with that. Then I have three Morphe palettes. Two of them are Jaclyn Hill. This one's Dark Magic. It is patchy. I keep wondering whether I should check Ulta and see whether they have a non-patchy one, but I do love the colors. I love, love, love the colors, so I'm trying really hard to work with it. I don't want to give up on it yet because I just adore these colors. Then Bling Boss. Oops. Yeah, I guess you can tell where my mind was going with this. I still have to play around with some of these, but Pizzazz, whoo, love that color. Sparks is all right. Rock Stars, very nice. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to return it either. I'm thinking about picking up a glitter glue so I can try to see if I could actually make Berry Treasure look like it does in the pan. And my third Morphe palette is the 9N, About Last Night. This Private Room, this really deep, deep, deep purple, and then Skyline are what really drew me in. This brownie, burgundy, mauvey, just gorgeous. I'm not sure how I feel about Hot and Crowded, but I'm discovering that my husband really does not like orange on me. But then again, like a bottle service. I love these like grungy, greeny golds. Yeah, so that one I can do without. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to play around with because especially these three are quite different for me. Okay, let's see. I have two from BH Cosmetics. One is the 120 color 3rd edition. So this is what that looks like. I have noticed since my nose has cleared up some that it smells off. So what I'm curious about is whether anybody else, because I've never dealt with this before, so I don't know if this means that they're bad. I'm thinking about maybe trying to give them an alcohol soak and see if that helps, because I'm going to be super, super upset if this is actually can't be used, because I only got it recently, within the last 6 months. Of course, it is a TJ Maxx find, so I know it's older anyway. Then the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair. This is gorgeous. I've already done one collab with it, and I'm likely to do another. We're planning it now, which reminds me I'll have to do the video. So gorgeous, gorgeous. Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons. TJ Maxx, fine for 30 bucks. I absolutely adore Totally Fetch. Earl Grey color is fantastic. MAC Girls Risk Taker. It's funny because I was actually looking at Fashion Fanatic and Classic Cutie, and the odd thing is with Fashion Fanatic, the bulk of the colors in that palette are either from this Risk Taker palette or from the Classic Cutie. I decided that the Classic Cutie is too cool toned for me, but I really like this one, and I'm keeping an eye out for Basic B to go on sale. Because right now it's not on sale, and I just dropped a little stupid slip, but I'll pick that up in a minute. Then my Clinique Winkworthy I picked up at Ulta. I now have a sweater that perfectly matches this grape eyeshadow that I adore. Look how beautiful that is. This was sort of my Christmas present to myself. It was on sale and I used points, so I got this for maybe 20 bucks. Yes, that's cute. But what's inside, of course, is what matters. It's not what's on the outside. But I actually really, really love this blue. It's like a kind of a slate color. I adore this color. And I was surprised at how good the cheek color looked on me. It's not the sort of color I would normally choose, but yeah, this one is gorgeous too. I've got to play with all of these more. Between being sick and all that, there's definitely going to be a lot of let's dive into this palette posts this year. And the Magic Mini by Juvia's. This is probably the only one that doesn't have, you know, the labels on the plastic, where I'm going to keep the plastic anyway, just to keep from messing up the pretty artwork, even though it's also on the outside. I'm not sure how much use I'm going to have for those two. They're quite orange, but everything else is just amazingly beautiful. And I'm really looking forward to playing with this one some more. Thank you so much for joining me, and for those of you who've been waiting for this, thank you for your patience. I've had the crud, and I'm still not looking my best today, but I can speak a little.
Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, subscribe. Thank you.